is the answer to everything. A fresh way to approach a dull or dangerous thing. To do dangerous things.
Hello and welcome to another vlog of Trips Don't Lie. My name is Akshay and for the first time we are in Nordics in Copenhagen, Denmark. This was the first week of December, so obviously it was cold and there was partial rain on some days. So if you're looking out for warmer days, then not the best time of the year to come. Copenhagen, if you want to just explore the city, I think 3 days is good enough. From the airport, you can take the Airport Express. You can either book your tickets here or then download the app called as DOT, where you can do single day passes, multi-day passes, or even single journeys. And it's very well connected with metros and underground, so you will not have a problem commuting there. You can also alternatively rent a bike. Accommodation is expensive, especially around city center. This is a nice option. It's called Next House. It is a hostel, but you could also book a private room if you like. Great for independent travelers and also people who are going in with larger groups, because you can choose your type of accommodation. You see, the room is fairly basic but quite functional as well. So in this particular room there are 4 beds, but we've taken the entire room. It's like a private room. Independent sleep pod, which also has its charging cables and plug points, and sort of a pouch where you can leave all your stuff or your accessories. All in all, very comfortable, and and right in the city center, so it's quite cost effective as well, and it's very easy to get to any other part of Denmark. Any other part of Copenhagen. Let's head out and explore the city then. A very nice royal welcome, but not for us. This is for the Queen of Denmark. This is right in the middle of the Copenhagen city center, the main market, the main shopping district, and you can see her entire entourage and the cavalry that is taking her from her palace to the city center, to the city council hall.
Hendes Majestæt, Dronning Margrethe den anden, længe leve! Hurra! Hurra! Hurra!
It's early evening, and after all that royal welcome, we thought of stepping out again to go and have burgers. Yeah, just load up the calories on the first day itself. So we're heading out to this place called as Tommy's Burger. We chose to walk. It was about 25 minutes from where we are staying. First impression of the city: beautiful, exceptionally clean. Everybody speaks English, so that's great. And also expensive. Just for context, a coffee was about 4 euros in one of the cafes. A croissant was about 6 euros. So yeah, not very cheap. And accommodation wise, I told you about the hostel. Part about walking down the streets is when you miss a turn or when you miss the roads, you chance upon something new. That's what happened this evening. We're in Copenhagen. We have come down to the meat district by chance, and as the name suggests, this place was formerly a meat processing industry or meat processing district, as that's now converted into this sort of casual place to hang out over the weekends. A lot of restaurant options, some pubs as well, and like you can see in the architecture, and this is something we were reading about, that the general architecture in Nordic countries is where the form follows the function, and they really believe in minimalistic and simplistic architecture, and that's what you see here as well. And I think just a nice place to come by and chill on an evening in Copenhagen if you're coming down. So more that we explore here, but leaving you with a little bit of the visuals and footage of this place. Very lively place and a lot of options to eat, a lot of options, a lot of pubs. It's called Code Buen, and It's a pretty busy place. So if you're coming down to any restaurant here, maybe call them up and reserve a table. The good part is in Copenhagen, everybody speaks English, so you won't have a problem. Now, this is the place I was talking about. It's called Tommy's Burger Joint. We actually here a little early. They just opened for the evening at about 6, and we were already there. I wish I could have shown you all how crowded that place got and how quickly. It literally was packed. It's a tiny place. It got packed in like 10 minutes of us going in there. So reservation, I think, will be a good option. Also bringing this day to a close. Really tired because we started our day super early. So we're going to just go and rest and then explore the city tomorrow again with a few more sites on the checklist. Well, good morning and welcome to day 2 in Copenhagen. We are on our way to see a few sites, but before that we're going to just go back into the city center, the market, and go to this bakery that we saw yesterday, a bakery slash cafe, to get our breakfast, and then set out to see a couple of places on our list today. City is very well connected by a robust public transport system. I think a great way to explore the city is just walking everywhere. That way you can get more of the place. Or then you can rent a bike. But mind you, renting a bike comes with its own rules. Not in terms of the rules of renting a bike, but in terms of rules of riding the bike on the road. So just ensure you read up a little more on that and you follow through the instructions so that you don't get into trouble. By the way, you must have heard about Tivoli Gardens. It's the world's second oldest amusement park. Unfortunately, it's temporarily closed. It's also in the city center. We don't know when that opens, but we probably just saw the periphery of that place. The main square where we were yesterday and where the Queen's procession was going. So we're very inspired now to go and see the palace. So we're going to just head there. So yeah, welcome now to the Amalienborg Palace. It's got these 4 identical palaces. This is where the Queen and the royal family reside. Yesterday we got a glimpse of the Queen waving out to the crowd, and luckily I was part of that as well, so it was really nice to see it. But yeah, this is essentially the main sort of square, the main courtyard, where you can see these 4 structures.
By the way, there's also part of the palace that you could visit. I have given all the details in the description below. There's also a link on the site that you can check. Now, after all of that, we've come to another part. It's called Christian Haven, and the place is called Freetown Christiania. We were very intrigued by what we read. It's apparently this international commune of free spirited, creative, liberal people right in the heart of Copenhagen who've sort of created their own community. As you can see behind me, it's very colorful, not something that you see in the rest of the city. So we're going to just enter that and get a glimpse of what it has to offer. Let's just soak in the place and I will keep quiet for some time. By the way, I had to stop filming beyond that because there are certain rules and it's only fair that you respect them. Do not try to override them, do not try to film them, do not try to take pictures without consent because they can get very aggressive and you could get into any kind of an altercation, even probably a physical fight. So you don't want to do that, you want to avoid that. Respect the place, respect the commune. But it's worth a visit. Got a very unique character compared to the rest of the city. One of the places recommended to us was Torve Halerne. Pardon my pronunciation, but I've given the spelling so you could Google that place. It is basically sort of two big tents with local produce and these stalls. And we've been hearing about this thing called as more prod, which essentially is an open faced sandwich. So we thought of trying it here. That sandwich was good, although not as filling. Maybe two of that would have been better. A lot of walking done today, so another day coming to a close, and we will start day 3 and our last day tomorrow. So on the last day, we've come to the most popular part of the city. It's called as Nyhavn. It's basically a harbor front with these bright and beautiful colored houses on either side, and we're going to do a canal tour which is about an hour. We got the tickets on Stroma. Either you could book it online, stroma.com, or they have a counter there as well. So this is a bit of how that boat looks like.
The north side of Nyhavn to the right gets more sunshine than the south side to the left. And that's why in the old days all the sailors' inns were on the north side, which has earned it the nickname the naughty side. The south side in the shade is known as the decent side, and it was important which side you lived on. On the right is a museum in memory of the sculptor Bertel Thorvaldsen, who was of European renown in the 19th century. He lived for 40 years in Rome, producing statues for the popes and for princes in all of Europe, and then returned to Copenhagen with his collection, which is now in the museum. Das gelbe Gebäude rechts ist das Museum für den Bildhauer Bertel Thorvaldsen, der im 19. Jahrhundert weltberühmt war. Er wohnte 40 Jahre lang in Rom und brachte Statuen für die Welt.
So unfortunately, there was one more thing we wanted to do, which was the Carlsberg Tour, the famous beer brand. But it was shut for some renovation, so we couldn't do that. maybe a next time. But we came down to the Workers' Museum, which something we also read online. Um, I mean, it is just about the evolution of industrialization and how the initial
Processen krævede mange hænder
immigrants were
og kvalitet
to
og
the city.
retssikkerhed.
So it's a little bit of
Så i
a
1903 blev
reflection
den
of
del af
that.
produktionen flyttet ind.
Just closing on a few things. Great city, overall very safe, expensive. Everyone speaks English, so you can get around. You can pretty much walk everywhere, so try and do that. You'll save up some money there and also see a little more of the city. Perfect blend of old historic architecture like you can see behind me and modern day marvels.
Just one quick tip there on Copenhagen Airport. We had a bit of a rushed moment because our liquids were not as per the liquids that we were carrying in our carry-on baggage were not as per the specifications. So please ensure that you are carrying it in the right 100 ml or lower packs, because the maximum capacity allowed is 1 liter. So or else they'll send you back or they'll ask you to dispose it off. So just that learning for us today. Please ensure you do this properly.
With this, we come to the end of another beautiful trip to a great city. In fact, a new region altogether. And the reason I want to leave you with this visual is just to show you how much people in Denmark love to bike around. So thank you again for watching this. Do like, comment and subscribe to Trips Don't Lie.